Have you ever wondered how one unexpected moment could change your life forever? Sometimes the very thing we're most ashamed of becomes the reason someone sees our true worth. This is the story of a single mother who carried the weight of the world on her shoulders, yet never stopped fighting for her little boy, and how one blind date turned into the chance of a lifetime. Maria sat nervously in the tiny coffee shop, her heart pounding faster with every tick of the clock. She kept looking at the door, hoping he wouldn't notice the exhaustion under her eyes. It had been years since she had allowed herself to go on a date. Being a single mom left her with no time, no energy, and barely enough courage to think about love again. But her best friend insisted she try just one blind date. "You deserve happiness too," her friend had said. Beside her sat her 7-year-old son, Ethan, quietly coloring on a napkin with a broken crayon. Maria had tried to find someone to watch him, but her babysitter canceled at the last minute. She almost didn't come. But Ethan had tugged on her sleeve and said, "Mom, maybe today you'll smile again." That was enough to convince her. Still, as she sat there, guilt twisted in her stomach. What kind of woman brings her son on a blind date? What man would understand? The door opened, and in walked Daniel. Tall, confident, and dressed sharply in a dark suit, he looked every bit the successful CEO her friend had described. Maria's throat went dry. She stood quickly, stammering, "I'm so sorry. My babysitter canceled, and I couldn't find anyone else. I know this is unusual." Her cheeks burned as she gestured toward Ethan, who now peeked shyly over his drawing. For a moment, Daniel just looked at her. Maria braced herself for the polite excuse, the forced smile, the inevitable "maybe another time." But instead, he broke into the warmest smile she had ever seen. He crouched down to Ethan's level and said, "Hey buddy, that's a great drawing. Mind if I join you?" Maria's breath caught. The CEO, the man everyone described as intimidating in the boardroom, was now asking her son about crayons and superheroes like it was the most natural thing in the world. As the minutes passed, Maria relaxed for the first time in years. They talked about everything: her struggles raising Ethan, Daniel's journey of building his company from scratch, the loneliness they both knew too well. Daniel didn't flinch when she spoke about working 2 jobs or the nights she cried, wondering if she was enough. Instead, he listened with empathy, admiration even. At one point he said softly, "You're stronger than most people I know. You don't have to apologize for being a mother, it's the most powerful role there is." Ethan giggled and showed Daniel his drawing of a superhero. "That's my mom," he said proudly. "She's the strongest person in the world." Maria blinked back tears, realizing her son saw her in a light she often forgot to see herself. Daniel looked at her then, his expression gentle but steady. "He's right," he said. "And any man would be lucky to stand beside a woman like you." The date stretched into hours, laughter filling the little cafe. By the time they stepped outside, the evening air was cool, but Maria's heart was warm in a way it hadn't been in years. She had walked in ashamed, ready to apologize for being too much, for being a single mom, for bringing baggage, for not being perfect. But she left realizing she had nothing to apologize for. Weeks turned into months, and Daniel never stopped showing up. He wasn't scared off by Ethan's presence, he embraced it. They went to the park, built Lego castles, and shared dinners where Ethan always demanded extra dessert. Slowly, Maria began to believe that maybe love didn't require perfection, just honesty, courage, and the willingness to be seen as you are. And so, what started as a blind date full of apologies became the beginning of a love story rooted in acceptance, respect, and family. Maria's journey reminds us all, never hide the parts of your life that make you who you are. The right person won't see them as flaws, they'll see them as reasons to love you more, because sometimes, the greatest love stories begin not when we're perfect, but when we're real.